you're a serious athlete, or you just train like one, or you're looking to maximize your health and get a clear picture of what your metrics are, then 8 Sleep and Whoop are 2 names that you may have heard of. Both of these have tools and apps to track things like heart rate, sleep cycles, all that good stuff, but what they're each capable of and how they do that differs greatly. So if you're trying to figure out more about both of these brands and what their devices do, you came to the right place. I'm gonna let you know how these two differ, how they're similar, and how you can use both to maximize recovery and rest. Stick around. First off, we have Whoop. Now, Whoop is a wearable health tracking device. You wear it on your wrist just like a watch, and it tracks key metrics relating to health, strain, rest, recovery, all that good stuff. So it is going to monitor your heart rate, but it's also capable of evaluating stress levels based on skin temperature, O2 sats. It can also measure strain. So it does this by looking at cardiovascular data, of course, but also muscular exertion. Overall, it's a good all-around tool, wearable tool for measuring health data. It covers a wide range of different metrics to give you a better overall view of how healthy you are, how much sleep you need, and you can track all of this over time. So that is what Whoop excels at. When it comes to sleep, because we're comparing it and looking at it next to 8 Sleep, it's able to track each cycle of your sleep, and it can also set haptic alarms to help you wake up. It's also able to use this data to infer how much sleep you need per night, and what your best wake up time is going to be. So pretty expansive in the data that it is able to track. Importantly, it can help advise you on what to do with that data, but it doesn't physically do anything to improve your sleep, improve your health. You kind of have to look at the information that it gives you and make adjustments as necessary as a person to get to your goals. So it's gonna give you everything you need to do that, but it cannot make physical changes to your habits and your processes. It can make suggestions. Now let's get into 8 Sleep. So 8 Sleep is very different from Whoop, but it does track some of the similar metrics that Whoop does. So 8 Sleep is best known for their pod system that includes a cover and a base, which is capable of tracking important sleep data. The metrics that it tracks, I have a list here, include the time spent asleep, the time that you got in and out of bed, the time you fell asleep and woke up, the time spent in each stage of sleep with pretty significant accuracy, snoring detection, heart rate variability, resting heart rate, and respiratory rate. So it gives you a full picture of how you slept and how well rested you are. It does also have an alarm system so that you can use a haptic, sound, or light alarm to wake you up in the morning. Now, what 8 Sleep does that goes a step further than Whoop is it actually offers intervention. So the pod cover is made up of tiny tubes that actually pump water through them, and you're able to control the temperature of that water so that you can get the perfect temperature for your sleeping. Personally, I'm a hot sleeper, so I'm trying to be real cold at night and real bundled up. It's actually able to give you up to 1 hour of sleep additional per night. I don't know about you, but I could always use that. I think we could all use it. So while it doesn't replace a wearable like Whoop because it's unable to track metrics throughout the day, it is great at giving a comprehensive picture of how you are sleeping at night and how much rest you're getting so you can better understand your recovery, because we all know that muscles are actually built during recovery. It does also come with an alarm system so that you can set a haptic, light, or sound alarm to wake up in the morning. Super cool. And you can control each side to be a custom temperature. If you're with a hot sleeper or a cold sleeper and you're different, you can each have the perfect temperature bed every time for yourself. So let's take a look at what makes these two devices similar. Both track important sleep data, including respiratory rate, heart rate, and sleep cycles with really good accuracy. And both are important in rest and recovery to track where you're at and get an idea of what you need to do better to improve your sleep and rest. However, where they differ is that Whoop is a wearable health tracking device. It gives you access to a wider variety of data when it comes to the overall picture of your health, including things like strain, as well as the recovery side of it. It does not provide any sort of intervention to improve overall health other than, letting you know what's going on and giving you a better picture and giving suggestions as to how you could improve your training and your sleep. 8 Sleep only covers the sleeping health data, but it goes further and is an intervention tool because you do have the ability to customize the temperature of your bed, which can lead to up to an extra hour of sleep per night, which makes it a good tool when it comes to rest and recovery. I would recommend using both side by side to get a complete and inclusive overview of your overall health and, of course, your rest and recovery, because one is going to be better for tracking everything else during the day, and one is great for improving the quality of your rest and recovery, because we all know that that is when the muscle is actually built. If this was helpful, let me know. Which one do you use? Do you use Whoop? Do you use 8 Sleep? Have you considered using them together? Have a great day.